at the close of play border, a very good 92, and young Greg Ritchie played wonderfully well for his 46. That's a fine partnership and one that has got the Australians, well, if not out of trouble, certainly on the road to it. 183 for 4, and the England bowlers thought Foster bowled well early on. Allen, very unlucky, beat the bat quite a number of times. Ian Botham, 2 for 41, struck just at the right time, and the spinners didn't really have much work. It's border we pick up this morning in the third over. 5 runs in all have been added. Neil Foster is bowling to him.
And that was off right at the bottom of the bat. Oh, a bit of luck there. Couldn't have really have placed it better.
And this one, he's flashed down through those slips. He never lets one go by. A little short outside the off, and he's after it.
So 99 to Allan Border. Oh, and very nearly played that on.
Well, I felt for him a bit there as a batsman who once managed to get himself yorked on 99 in a test match at Brisbane. That wasn't far off.
It's an interesting over this. A cut off the bottom of the bat for 4, nearly a play on. What's next? That's it. Picked his spot very neatly, just nudged it round the corner to a long leg for the single he wanted. Up goes the bat, 100 to Allan Border. And as ever, whole of his teammates on the balcony to applaud it, in addition to a very big packed house here at Lord's. 193 for 4 the score. As Allan Border reaches 100 off exactly 150 balls. 10 fours in that century, and it's his 13th Test 100. His 4th of England, and his first here at Lord's. It's got to be a wide. So it's a wide that brings the 200 up eventually. No half measures about that one. And there's his 50. Edmonds giving chase. Finishing on his bottom. So the batsman will collect 2. Good 50 that by Greg Ritchie, 51 out of 202 for 4, coming at a very, very critical time for his side. 90 balls and 7 fours. Ian Botham, I think, anxiously waiting for another turn with the ball. So Allen to Border. Bit of luck there. And not much joy for Allen. Bowled pretty consistently with a couple of slips in there. Slip moved away to gully, and away she goes, the old story. Edmonds to bowl.
That's just the spot you want to be. That short leg, particularly when you've been told to come in an extra 2 yards. When the bowler decides to drop one short around about leg stump. And this time, oh, that was a very, very concerted appeal.
He's kept the ball well up. He's brought Ritchie forward. And what was certain behind the stumps isn't quite so plain in front.
Edmonds now to Greg Ritchie. It's well bowled by Edmonds. He's been keeping that ball well up outside the off stump. One came off right off the bottom of the bat. He was setting the trap, and it didn't quite come off. Not far away.
Embry over the wicket to Border. Finally got one through the field. So forward to Allan Border after a good tight spell of spin bowling from this Middlesex pair. Border now on 1-3-2. Sweep shot to follow. And that's 4 more. Such a long, sustained spell of accuracy from the off-spinner. Those 2 successive boundaries to Border bring up the 250 for Australia. Edmonds to Border. It's off the pad. No touch of the bat there. Interesting piece of bowling this, all the same by Philip Edmonds. He's spun the ball 2 or 3 and over of turn, but it's only been when he's really given it air and slowed it down. Embry again. It's a beautiful stroke. Fine piece of cricket that. See the way Border went down the wicket. Cracking off drive, and good work too by Lam out the outfield.
A model for young people to follow. Footwork and the full follow-through.
Still the all-spin attack of Middlesex with Edmonds again. Oh, there's a thick edge, no slip there. Quicker ball, good piece of thinking, good piece of cricket that by Edmonds, and he's very, very unlucky to have given away 4 runs.
Edmonds looked as if he saw him coming. Border committed. Quicker ball, little outside edge, past Downton.
Well, they've conferred about the light very quickly. In fact, it has got rather dark. No hesitation in the batsman's mind. They're on the way to sneak in an extra 5 minutes for the lunch break, by the look of it.
In fact, no time was lost because the umpires took an early lunch and they came back 5 minutes early. A splendid partnership there between Border and Ritchie. Ritchie playing with great composure, but quite happy to be second fiddle there to his skipper. 144 not out to Border and 69 to Ritchie. We pick up play now. The second ball after lunch. 2 runs have come to Border, and here he is facing Philip Edmonds. And Gatting is hit again. Helmets and boxes and shin pads are all very well, but you can't cover every spot. Right to say that Gatting is okay, but he's back on his feet and ready for the next one from Edmonds. Safety away, there's no slip. Paul Allett is the fielder, and there'll be 3 there. Didn't quite time that, but it's going to race away to the boundary. Runs down the hill, and 4 more to Border, takes him past 150. Ritchie taking straight to Foster. I think his captain would have been too pleased if that'd gone to hand. Just with the second Newey coming along. New ball is taken now. Crucial time for both sides. Australia 6 wickets in hand. England need the breakthrough. Greg Ritchie didn't hit a boundary in the morning session. He's cracked a couple in this afternoon's play. And that's fine, just wide of both of them at second slip. 4 more. Ritchie goes to 89, and Australia go ahead of England. A lot of support there for Greg Ritchie, who's just 11 away from a century. Great joy in the dressing room this morning when Allan Border reached his 100. Foster, bowling to Border. Not where he meant, but it's good enough. 4 more to Border, goes to 162. That equals his highest score in Test matches. The previous one against India at Madras, 1979-80.
300 up and the Border record. And both of them now from the pavilion end will hopefully do the trick for David Gower. It's been a hard struggle for England, but you can't take away from the quality of the Australian batting.
I think he anticipated that. He was almost ducking under it before it ever appeared.
Well, at least Australia lost some of the composure. I think Greg Ritchie thought he was going to get stumped there, which is obviously an impossibility.
And that's out this time. No question at all. Ritchie moved inside for that leg glance. And umpire Evans there, no hesitation whatsoever. Up goes the finger and Ritchie goes for 94. So both them strikes again to leave Australia 317 for 5 after an excellent partnership.
Well, this is all down to both of them. Ritchie's moved in, thinking he was going to get another bouncer, got right out of position, and he's plumb LBW. Ian Botham once more making things happen.
So a great hand for Greg Ritchie from a full house here at Lord's. 101 to 370, the partnership of 216. The partnership which has put Australia on top here. Well, that's Botham's 64th wicket in a Test match here at Lord's. It's the most ever by an England bowler here. Fred Truman took 63 Test wickets on this ground.
34 runs ahead, Australia. Edmonds from the nursery end. I wonder if it's totally to do with the slope on the ground that Embury hasn't bowled at all from down there. I was used to enjoy bowling from the pavilion end here, even though, in theory, it meant you were going to be spinning the ball against the slope. I found that it helped the top spinner skid through. I wouldn't mind at all seeing Embury come from down there. Anyway, it's Edmonds for now, and he's bowling to Wayne Phillips.
So that's what happens. To the ball spinning in, you can always have a free hit at it. 6 runs to Wayne Phillips. That's what he thinks about it. This one tossed up outside the off stump. He's frightened it might go in the rough. Does actually turn. He thinks, right, I'll shift that fielder on the leg side and look. he's had to take evasive action.
Brilliant stroke. Phillips into double figures. Four more over the top. Botham really is steaming in from the pavilion end. This has been a great exhibition of attacking bowling from him. Gone. Edmund is at gully. Phillips goes for 21, and Botham has taken his fourth wicket. 347 for 6, and Border is still there on 180. But Botham has crashed through again.
Ian Botham has refused to allow these batsmen to settle. He's kept charging in, and Wayne Phillips playing a little free at that one outside the off stump.
It's the breakthrough so much needed by England, and it brings Simon O'Donnell out to the centre. Good shot from O'Donnell. Little short arm jab. The attempted bouncer from Botham, and he fairly whistled that past Phil Edmonds' left ear at short leg. And it's to be John Embury again from the nursery end. Good shot.
Well, this has been a great fight back by Australia, and the lower order batsmen are rubbing it in now.
O'Donnell took his score on to an unbeaten 20 at tea, and Australia added 7 more runs to take them up to 371 for 6. A terrific effort from Ian Botham. That's as fast as I've seen him bowl for a long time, and he really was racing in from the pavilion end. We pick up play now with the first ball of the third over. 3 runs have been added. John Embury is the bowler. Simon O'Donnell is taking strike.
And so O'Donnell gone for the big one and made very safe contact. Over the ropes for 4. And young O'Donnell deciding that the slow bowler can't bowl to him without a man out. It'd be interesting to see if both of them can sustain after tea the hostility we saw for him in the afternoon session. And that's hooked away down the long leg. At all here for Ian Botham. That's what he was bowling for, the lofted hook shot. Donald goes for the hook, top edge, going away down to long leg there. Allen underneath it, in, out, and down she goes. There it is, and he's picked that up in great style. Glorious 6 runs over deep square by O'Donnell. And I won't say that Botham won't mind it, but he won't be as upset as some people. .398 for 6, Border 196. Botham, if anybody, certainly deserved that wicket. A handshake from the two of them, the end of a fine innings. Lovely piece of bowling by Botham, and Allan Border goes for 196. Beautifully picked up there, lowered slip. And it's 398 for 7. And that's the sort of reception now that Allan Border will get all the way into this famous pavilion. Tremendous effort. 20 for 2 when he came in. Australia in trouble. He's seen them through to a very big lead at the moment, and the whole England team in unison with the crowd, applauding him on his way through into this Lord's Pavilion.
Well, Ian Botham deserved this. He had a couple of plays and miss from Border, but the catch was good. Graham Gooch, low down, both hands.
And one mustn't forget the applause ringing round now is for Botham, because that means he's taken 5 wickets in this innings again. And that's the 25th time he's done that in a test match. No other person has taken 5 wickets 25 times. It's his 8th time at Lord's. And no doubt this is a really happy hunting ground for him. So Embry yet to strike. Again down the wicket, hit high and handsomely over the top of the bowler's head, and it's 4 more.
That was a perfectly good shot. Hit beautifully straight. A little bit of footwork and made the ground to John Embry.
It's 400 mark up. Been a lot of good variation from Phil Edmonds in this match. Hasn't taken the wicket, but he's tossed him up in the air. He's bowled 1 or 2 quicker. He's turned 1 or 2. Interesting bowler to watch. Always trying to do something a little bit different. Allan Lamb's had a field day, you could say, out there. Any soccer scouts around, he's been diving full length, like an expert goalkeeper there. And he goes again, turned another one around the post. And that's in the air, and it's very well taken to crown a very good day by Allan Lamb out there. Edmonds is overjoyed. And Simons O'Donnell falls there for 48. 414 for 8. And a brief interlude, some sparkling shots. Just lost his head a little bit, but full marks there to the bowler. Good pace, good variation, possibly a little bit of spin.
That's the shot. And there's the catch. And here's the score.
Oh, they're in trouble here. It's got to be a run out. McDermott run out. Lawson started for the single. McDermott sent him back. And then McDermott started to come on. Lawson went, and it was absolute chaos. It's also 4:25 for 9.
The only part that wasn't chaos was the quite cool attempt of Tim Robinson. He ran and threw on the turn and accurately. It was an excellent throw.
Last man coming in is Bob Holland. Great moment for him. He's already had his first bowl at Lord's. At 38 years of age, can tell his children that it was a lovely, bright, sunny day, the day he walked out to bat at the home of cricket.
I suppose it's just worth replaying to give youngsters an object lesson of how not to run, but how to feel, certainly. Good, clean pickup, nice throw.
Naught for Bob Holland. Bowled by Edmonds for naught. Little touch of nerves there, I should think. particularly as Geoffrey Lawson was at the other end and is quite capable of making runs. And Holland is moving very, very quickly off the field. Well, he'll be able to tell his children that it was a thrill to go out there, but it was a very short-lived visit. Man of the day for England, brought on when the side was in great trouble and took 3 vital wickets, finished with three today, 2 yesterday, for a total of 5 for 109 from 24 overs and 2 maidens. That's a very good effort by the Australians, 425 after at one stage just on tee on the second day being 101 for 4. Border 196, marvellous performance from him. He grows in stature every time we watch him bat. Greg Ritchie 94, fine exhibition from him. Wayne Phillips and Simon O'Donnell played well. O'Donnell played just the right type of innings at that stage. 425, and the bowling dominated once again by Ian Botham, who really did race in from the pavilion end today. 5 for 109, 24 overs and 2 maidens. The spinners, Edmonds picked up 2 and bowled pretty well. Plenty of flight from him. The match situation, Australia 135 runs ahead. Well, Gooch and Robinson were the opening batsmen for England when they came out with 13 overs still to play. Here's the second over. It's the second ball. Geoffrey Lawson is bowling to Robinson. 2 runs on the board, but Robinson hasn't scored. Shot. They'll have to run 3. No problem at all for Robinson. That's a good start for him. Very important that these openers are there at the close of play this evening. Very important from England's point of view. David Gower is padded up, ready to come in. There may be a night watchman organised a little later. There's McDermott. That's a great shot. Barely whistled away through mid-wicket.
And that could be out, yes. Up goes the finger, little bit of bounce. One almost saw a deflection there from round about the gloves. It was a fairly simple catch, in fact, to the wicketkeeper. Wasn't a great deal of deviation once Gooch had nicked it. So it's McDermott striking again. Graham Gooch out for 17, 32 for 1. I think this might be an interesting move out there by Allan Border. He's taken Lawson off. I think he's going to slip Bob Holland, the leg spinner, on. Slip a short leg and a silly point. Robinson to face. Holland coming over the wicket. And well bowled. He's given that a bit of air. And completely bamboozled Robinson. That's a great move. It's a great change. And Australians are overjoyed. Nobody more so than the fairly veteran spinner there in the middle of it all. He's clean bowled Robinson and made England 34 for 2.
Well, a classic little bit of old-fashioned slow bowling here. He's tossed it right up in the air. Robinson's gotten a real tangle, been comfortably deceived. He's bowled out, and Bob Holland's taken his first Test wicket in England, and he shows how happy he is about it.
And no wonder he was happy, because that made it a really great day for the Australians to pick up those 2 wickets in the 13 overs prior to the close of play. Gooch out for 17, Robinson for 12. Robinson very much playing for the close of play and out of character. He wouldn't have played that particular stroke in normal circumstances, but it was a lovely piece of deception by the leg spinner Bob Holland. Embury and Allard, well, they're both in as night watchmen. I don't like night watchmen at any time when conditions are good, and to have 2 of them in, I think, is a definite demerit mark. The situation at the close of the 3rd day then, England 98 runs behind with 8 wickets in hand, and we have a real match on our hands here at Lord's. The Australian bowlers, there are only 4 of them, and only 3 were used today, McDermott, Lawson and Holland, and one of those 3, McDermott, has already been warned by umpire Dickie Bird for running too close to the line. We pick up play now after